not have played that many competitive games for these guys.
Sure, but Zeus was also on a team with Impact QT, the old LIB team,
Right.
and he wanted to take a step back from playing competitively very seriously, but he also has been playing Dota for like 10 years nearly. So
Got it.
he's not a newcomer to the scene, I guess.
And so maybe he's going to be able to pick up where Truck may have previously struggled. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what he can do. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Impact QT and Plick as well, because I think they're fantastic players. Plick, an awesome mid guy. And Impact QT has just been really clutch support player with a ridiculous amount of hero denies per game and just some really impressive performances. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Venomancer actually picked up by Impact QT.
Yeah, Impact QT had some really great plays. You also got a lot of good denies, so we'll see whether the energy gets some good denies on the Venomancer Gale. But yeah, Nyx Assassin is one of those heroes that Buttermilk really likes to play in the off lane.
Right.
But Plick could also play it in the mid lane if the mid hero is like an intelligent hero. Obviously, they've banned out the Invoker and they've banned out the OD, which would be two heroes it's quite good against. Maybe not the Invoker as much as the OD, but definitely a very good hero nonetheless. And Buttermilk's been playing it off lane quite a lot. He gets pulled a little bit of regen, he picks up his boots early, and he can just run around the map with such high base regen. He can do whatever he wants, really. And in the mid game, once he's hit level 6 or 7 and he starts roaming around, it becomes very dangerous for Energy Esports.
I like how we're now seeing Mirana and Crystal Maiden being banned out, where we pretty much always see these heroes getting picked, especially Mirana. I don't think there's been a single game that we haven't seen that hero this season. So I wonder what they're going to be doing with that. That means pretty much no Mirana, I'm guessing no Bane?
Probably not, but Bane is also a very solid hero against specific carries, specifically Lifestealer. And I think that the reason we saw the Crystal Maiden ban is that we've already got Venomancer up for LIB and Nyx Assassin if he needs to support. So they're forcing Energy to go into, the territory that they've gone into towards is the Rubik. And this is an excellent hero against Visage. Like, very, very solid. And with these picks coming up as they are, it would seem that they're going like aggressive tri-lane possibly with safe lane Clinks.
That would be cool. Clinks can be very, very powerful when played correctly. You go to Orchid, go into a Blink, and then a hero like Rubik might just explode intermittently throughout the game.
And there's nothing he can do about it. Like, he doesn't get forced off early enough. He goes mana boots. He's not normally a mech carry. That would be the Visage, unless the Visage is rushing for his Aghanim Scepter. So Clinks is going to be, a very high impact hero in this game if he gets a good start. If he doesn't, he'll still be a high impact hero, but only in the very late game, trying to pick off heroes like Visage and Rubik.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just got to avoid the dust, avoid the sentries. Try not to get yourself stuck between too many enemy heroes. And I think Clinks could do pretty well this game, but we'll have to see. Because I think if Energy pick a couple of more really tanky heroes, Clinks might sort of peak pretty soon in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he'll always be able to pick off the Visage birds because his arrows do his arrows do physical damage, and the birds don't get it's not magical, so it's not reduced. But I don't know what the lanes are going to necessarily be for LIB. I think Windranger mid and Clink safe lane, and then aggressive tri-lane Veno, Nyx Assassin +1. But I'm not entirely convinced about that. I mean, Visage is so good in the tri-lane versus tri-lane situation.
Yeah.
Viper for the mid, Timbersaw for the off lane. I think that's Clinks versus Timbersaw is a very good lane for the Clinks. It's a very fine lane.
Yeah, we're going to get ourselves over to the last bans at the moment, and it looks like a couple of hard carries. It might get me rid of Luna. That's going to be going out. Very popular pick as of late. Who else would you suggest maybe getting rid of in this kind of lineup?
You want to ban out heroes which are strong in 3v3 situations, so Gyrocopter would be a good ban if Liberty happens to just have another free ban. The Luna and Gyrocopter would be two good heroes. They banned out the Luna. I think that Energy
Weaver they're getting rid of.
I think that Weaver's not necessarily the best. I don't think that they would go aggressive tri-lane with Weaver.
Maybe
it's
Sven
good
or something like that.
I think it has to be another ranged hero though, because they've got Venomancer and Nyx Assassin.
Okay.
So if they want to do that, unless of course Nyx Assassin's in the mid, and Windranger, Venomancer are the two supports for the top lane, and that's also a possibility.
Alrighto. Well, we're going to see the last picks in just a second. They've got quite a while for themselves to be out of this, and it's usually good to use up all that bonus time you got because it's just extra time where you can strategize. And when Liberty are slight underdogs in this game, I think they should use all the time that they have to really pick the best solution to go up against Energy. And you don't want to be trailing one game behind and have to make up 2 games in the best of 3 to win. It's just a little bit too stressful.
Yeah, sure.
I'm rooting for Liberty because Plick casts with us from time to time, and it makes me moderately biased. In a professional way, a very professional way.
At least you're honest about your biasness.
Yes. Well, I always have to be. Oh, it's going to be a Queen of Pain, actually. So, Queen of Pain's surely going to be mid. I think it's going to be...
Yeah, it
as
could
you
be
suggested,
aggressive.
in fact, Clink safe lane and the others aggressive tri lane, off lane.
Yeah, with Wind Ranger possibly being the farming person. Maybe Nyx Assassin farming early to get those mana boots up, but I mean, there's no reason that Wind Ranger also couldn't go in that position for Arcane Boots, maybe. But I think it's more likely that the Wind Ranger will be farming just superior range, ability to harass, get some good DPS items up on her.
5
Yeah.
seconds.
But Queen of Pain versus Viper isn't like a very, very fun lane, to be honest.
Reserve
Yeah, it's going to be
time.
interesting to see how Queen of Pain decides. Oh, Plick presumably tries to play this one out. I don't think I've seen him play that hero yet, but I'm sure he's got something in his mind and he's got a vague plan of how he's going to enforce this pick into the map. And now it's actually Energy going to be taking a little bit of time. Any suggestions? I feel like actually Liberty's team is fairly squishy.
It is, and if Timbersaw gets out of control, that's a problem. But none of the other heroes really like 100% exploit that. They could go for something here now, like just some. I think that's one of the good reasons behind the ban of the Luna. It's just that her ulti and team fights would do too much good damage.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah,
final
they
pick coming
wreck.
up, and it's going to be probably just a carry of some kind. I think Gyrocopter makes sense. Also not very strong though, quite weak hero, but you know, maybe strong enough to live. They can't go for something like a melee carry, I don't think yet. They can't go for like a Void or an anti-mage, it just won't
10
work.
seconds.
They're going to go
Slardar.
Slardar. Interesting.
That is a melee carry, but that's also a hero which can make lots of good kills. So, like you said earlier, squishy heroes that can be brought down easy. Slardar is exceptionally good at that position. So if they get a Rubik lift into a stun, you know, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to introduce the teams very quickly. On Energy, we're going to have Shanks on the Viper, LGP. He's going to be playing on the Rubik. We've got Zera on the Visage, Klitzy going to be playing on the Slardar, and we've got Random going on the Timbersaw. And down in the bottom left corner, we've got Zeus here. He's the reserve player. He's going to be going on Wind Ranger. We've got Super Fancy, who'll be playing on the Nyx, and of course Plick on the Queen of Pain, Buttermilk on the Clinks, and Impact on the Venomancer.
You called it.
I did.
And yeah, it does seem like Zeus is going to be farming in that top lane. He's got the Ring of Protection and a Mantle, so going for that Bazzy and also for like a Null Talisman, probably after boots though. But early Bazzy, the top lane is going to be the action lane. Bot lane should be pretty quiet, I think.
Yeah, I think Buttermilk though, down in the bottom lane, maybe he's going to be playing hard carry role, and Zeus is just going to be playing maybe third position.
Oh, here we go, some action.
Oh, could be really bad news here. He's not going to be going party anytime soon. Is Zeus going to be able to get some of the stun? No, Plick moving in. We've got some support though, and it's just a very minimal stun, but regardless, they will pick up the first blood. And Shanks now, maybe he's gone a little bit too hard. There's another stun coming out from the Nyx. A ton of damage done to him.
30 seconds to
You can see the damage that comes out on the Queen of Pain there. The Null Talisman, that extra plus damage early on, 64 damage per hit. Very, very huge. And Nyx Assassin did use 2 stuns there, but is going to be able to clarity up and will definitely have full HP by that stage.
I think it's safe to say that it was worth it.
Yeah, no, 100% worth it, but, you know, like, it wouldn't be worth it if they were in a position where, like, top lane, they couldn't make kills early, but they'll be able to do that, like, straight away.
Yeah. But what a start, though, for Liberty. This is certainly going to set them off on the right foot to get in this game hard and heavy. And really, Energy, they're going to have to show us. I mean, they've showed us before, as they get towards the mid-game, they usually tend to have more sort of stamina and team coordination to carry them through into the late game, even if they are slightly behind at the beginning. So really, the true test won't come until then. Well, hopefully Liberty can hold it off a little longer. A lot of warding and de-warding going on. Nice work here from Impact. That extra gold.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Nyx Assassin back up to nearly full mana after Clara thing. So this top lane is kind of like a 2v2 lane. Impact going to hit top, and that's going to force LGP to come top as well. He's just going to be doing some warding here, taking some creep harassment because he's got picked off. Oh, Gale going off here as well. And Clinsey Bananas going to get stunned out here, and a lot of damage coming out onto him. They're just trying to harass him back. He does have quite a lot of regen though. I mean, double tango set and a self.
Oh yeah, he's got a ton of that. Of course, that shield's going to help him take a little bit less damage. But it very much feels like Energy's on the back foot, and that Liberty are the ones pulling the moves and deciding the pace of the game at such an early moment. Oh wow, that's going to latch really nicely. Unfortunately, it's just a level 1 stun, but they've got the damage, and LGP is going to be the first and second death of the game.
Oh, wonderful shackle shot there. Shackle shots by Zeus. This is one of Zeus's like signature heroes. Many ways. I don't know how he does it, but he always gets these lights of heaven shackles.
He just spots that opportunity, a very small window, and he goes for it, and it seems to work. I'm obviously going off the whole 3 minutes playtime of Zeus that I've seen, but still, I like what I'm getting at the moment.
Yeah, him and Scant actually used to play in a competitive team right in like the early game days of Dota 1. Well, maybe not the early days of Dota 1, but certainly the early days of like South African Dota 1. And yeah, he used to, him and Scant played the signature Sand King plus Lina lane.
Oh really? Sand King, man, that's always a hero that I've never been able to get my head around when playing myself. I always get very impressed. I think one of the first games I saw was Dendi playing the Sand King, and it just completely blew my mind. I tried to repeat what he was doing, and needless to say, I failed massively. Plick taking quite a lot of pressure though in the mid. He's going to have to regen himself up a bit, and that was his last tango.
Yeah, but his bottle's on the way. He'll be fine.
He'll be
the top rune was Haste, the 2-minute rune taken by Impact. He's just running around there, but he doesn't have enough mana at the moment, and no one really has the spare clarity to give him. He's got enough for Gale now because of the Ring of Basilis aura that's just chilling around. So maybe they're going to look to make a move once again on Clitsy Bananas here, or onto LGP on the side.
Kill on Clitsy would really sink in that fantastic start they're having. And I've seen Clitsy have trouble in the past, getting a decent enough farm. I really think Clitsy's going to have to do strongly today and have some good coordination with that Viper.
And we also see Zeus picked up his boots. So probably going to see him going on to the phase boots pretty early. He's also a guy that goes, I think, trades a little bit more often than not on Wind Ranger.
There's pushing out a little bit. We've got a sentry over here, but obviously no observer, so nothing can be seen right now. They know that they're pulling, and they're just going to block that camp off. No more spawns for just a handful of minutes.
Yeah, and LGP is, always going to be a problem here until he has some sort of mobility or supports on his side that can help him out. He's just standing on, 500 HP. It's not that much less than the Slardar or the Visage, but because of the fact that it's less than anyone else, he's always going to be the primary target. He's also the best counter initiation, so if they pick him off, there's no way that he can telekinesis them or anything like that.
And Viper just got his buckler, making his way towards a mechanism as fast as possible.
Yeah, he's gone 2 into the corrosive skin, which means that it becomes very hard for Plick to harass using auto attacks. And you can see he's also even ignored Shadow Strike. So the way he's going to try to do damage, Scream of Pain and ulti, he's going to try Insta-Gib. And I think that's the right decision in this lane.
I was not seeing any rotations though towards mid. I mean, it's pretty difficult for Energy to pick up a kill on the Queen of Pain. Just blink away if needed. But we've got a stun over here on LGP. Is he going to die again? We're getting held up. But LGP, nightmare games. There's a stun from Clitsy. But it shouldn't result in any further kills at the moment. We've got Zeus moving in a little further, but just giving away free damage.
Yeah, as soon as they got phase boots up on the Wind Ranger, they decided to go for it. that, you know, he's sitting on 89 damage per hit. He's
Yeah.
got high mobility, high, very low base attack time, and he's just going to go do some good good damage on anything. I mean, it's only like a few hits that he takes. Look at the damage he's just putting onto Clitzy Bananas. The harassment is so
Yeah.
high.
Look at LGP's inventory. It's so lonely. Those tankers
Also,
in there.
something we haven't mentioned really, bottom lane. Klinks has moved up to soaring, so he's not rushing straight for that orchids. He has
No,
decided
not
to
at
go
the
for
moment.
soaring.
Oh, a little bit of
And-
pressure there from Random. He's done some good damage, but Buttermilk will make it away. Massively injured through that.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pop his ulti now. He's soaring into ulti, and he'll be able to come back and just harass Random Hero. He's got his arcane boots up now. In terms
Yeah.
of last hits, though, Random Hero is quite far behind. 12 last hits behind.
And Random Hero is actually just trying to scout him out. He's found him over here. Is there going to be any luck in doing some further damage? Because Buttermilk has used his ult. But it's kind of just a small standoff, stare at each other, and then walk back
Yeah.
to their posts.
Well, I mean, Buttermilk has more HP at the moment than Random Hero, so it's not like it looks like he's quite injured, but he's able to just stay in the lane so easily.
Ulti doesn't last very long though. Yeah, 35
Yeah, but-
seconds.
But it's not like percentage based HP removal. It's HP removal, so you'll go back to
Yeah,
like you said now.
the bar
So-
just will raise.
yeah.
I like to play Clinks a bit myself, and I always find that to be extremely useful. And he's just very good at getting farm. If he's being harassed in lane, just go over to the jungle, you know, rinse and repeat, come back. It can be very, very annoying. But I really, you know, I'm surprised how it's a passive game at the moment. We've had LGP who's just been, you know, feeding a tiny bit, but on the whole, these guys seem to be fairly scared to make a move on each other.
Yeah, the problem is that Clitzy Bananas has only got 17 creeps, and the Wind
Yeah.
Ranger's got double that.
Yeah, that's actually a massive difference. Sure, you may not have the same amount of experience, but actually, let's have a look. Oh, well, he'll actually have more because, of course, they're trialing together. But let's have a look. We've got Zero who's moving towards the bottom. We've also got Rubik. So finally, a move being made. So look, we have got Dust as well. So they're definitely going to try and find Buttermilk.
Yeah, but he's just eaten a creep. It's about to expire now. So if he, in 8 seconds' time, if he pops off another creep in the jungle, he's going to be in a very, very easy to escape position.
Yeah, I mean,
And also, the top lanes realize that the supports are kind of missing, and they're pushing the tower. They're trying to make the supports reveal themselves.
I mean, Buttermilk definitely knows that, hey, something's up. Let's just stay out of the lane for a few moments. And I don't think they want to rotate anyone else down there because then they're going to be the victim of whatever smoke gank may or may not be
Yeah.
going on.
Top tower is under attack.
So actually,
But-
Liberty playing very solid at the moment. And they might catch someone out at... Clitzy's going to have to be careful. We've got stun. Super fancy. Oh, just misses the range. This Plick does get a good amount of damage. There's a Scream as well. Clitzy's super low, but there is support coming in the form of a Timbersaw. And
I'm
now
actually
Liberty
surprised Plick doesn't
flee.
want to turn around and go straight away onto Clitzy Bananas here. He's still quite low, but he's salving up. So they're going to just try to bring the tower down here. The wards have been taken 2 levels to that quite early. So
Tower is under attack.
Ian are going to try to fight for this tower and put counter pressure mid. Maybe this is a decision for LIB to just get back and defend their mid tower.
Yeah, they don't want to take the tower damage down any further because then they might just lose out and get denied.
Oh,
Oh,
Shackle.
amazing Shackle there. Zero's going to be low. Clitzy already died. 2 kills going in the way of Liberty. And then this is going to be a tier 1 surely. I don't think the Timbersaw is going to be able to defend this.
But look at how greedy Ian were there. They were in a position where they could fight favorably, and instead of just pulling back and allowing the pressure that was happening mid from the Viper, they decided to be greedy and just carry on pushing. And now that's given heroes like the Queen of Pain a huge advantage. Wind Ranger's got Mechanism the same time that Viper
Yeah,
does,
exact same timing.
but
Fancy
she's
that.
got Ring of Basilius and Phase Boots.
Yeah, let's have a look. Wait, so even Windranger even managed to get better farm in the tri-lane, off-lane, than Viper did in mid. Well played, Zeus.
And now we also see that Zeus is moving into the mid lane. So it's not a very, very good lane.
There's pressure
situation.
here on bottom. Buttermilk
yeah.
might be dead over here. He's trying to get out of here, but he is dusted. He tries to ulti on a creep, but I don't think he's going to survive. There it is, the little tree standing out, and Random Hero gets the kill for
First
energy.
kill for Ian.
And Buttermilk was actually progressing towards that Orchid quite nicely. He's already got one of the stars up.
And he's got 500 gold on top of that, so yeah, he is actually in a very, very good position. Despite dying, he'll be safe bottom. And Impact QD's also made his way here, but revealing himself with the wards, so not going to be any easy kills on random hero. Venomancer isn't a hero that's very good against killing Timbersaw specifically. I mean, obviously, you don't have a dedicated stun or a way to stop him getting away. But at the same time, you do have some good damage output, and it's damage over time that doesn't necessarily rely on last hits.
Oh, Plick is going to run into LGP. There's going to be a hold, and we've got the stun comboing. Plick might be giving away the second kill now to EN. Really nice positioning there from LGP, trying to make up for a dreadful start that he was having. Giving away the first 3 kills. This is certainly going to at least put a smile on his face a little bit.
Yeah, and we've also seen the situation now that everyone's trying to struggle to get a little bit of levels here. Wind Ranger would really, really like to get up to level 9 so that she's got level 4 shackle shot. We want the Nyx Assassin to get up to level 7 or 8 so she can make picks from the Rubik. But the Rubik is like higher level now than all of the supports on the side of Liberty. So despite feeding, having a good mid game.
That's true. I want to have a look at the gold graphs actually, very briefly. Liberty have a very nice advantage, 3,500. That shackle not going to latch on. Let's have a look at the experience. But in fact, it is going to be Energy that have the experience advantage. However, not much. Nothing for really Liberty to be worried about. They can focus on getting those items up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, both sides have got mech though, and both sides are like making their way towards, some good team fights, items. Maybe you're gonna see a medallion come up on the Visage. I think that's a very, very common small item. We also like to see a drum coming up on someone on LIB side. And obviously the most important item I think for their side is the Orchid that's, as you mentioned earlier, going to be coming up on Buttermilk. And that's like the kind of timing item that both sides are waiting for.
Yeah.
Ian are going to have to be very passive once that item's up.
It'd be nice really for Ian if they could slow down the Clinks a little more. It's nice to have 1 kill on him. But you want more. You want to slow down that Orchid as much as humanly possible. Viper getting the treads in now. Zera probably informing his mid player there. Come and get this DD. But
yeah, Viper. We'll have that.
Yeah, Buttermilk may have seen it. I'm not sure. But I think maybe they saw Buttermilk, so he's going to be stepping away. Viper has got that double damage. And he's just going to be relaying all that information to his team. Random hero just rushing around the jungle. And actually a nice ward that Zero just put in. Is he going to get caught out though? He might pay for this. But there's fighting going on everywhere. They managed to take down Timbersaw. Plick was right next to him. Now LGP. He's going to survive, but we've got a stun from Klitzy. Plick comes right back in over here. Are they going to be able to get enough damage? We might have a power shot at the end, but they won't even need it. Nice kills over there, and actually a rush forward from Plick.
And Shanks came out very bold. He's got the double damage, but he's going to get burst down.
Whoa.
Or is he? Meching at the last second. I think it's not going to be enough, though.
Oh, he's got hardly any health left. 1 hit, though, and it's Plick who's going to come back in.
Fancy diving very hard there. I think he might die for it. No, Mech coming off by Zeus, so saving him at the same time. But they all threw everything that they possibly could on the Viper, and he nearly escaped. If he had a bracer, I think that he would possibly have lived there.
Yeah, it would have been very close. But I think Plick running through the top may have managed to track him down. They're going to try and get this tier 1 on the bottom as well. Random hero, really nice damage onto Zeus. So we've got a shackle which is going to connect to one of the creeps. Zera, he's going to be slowing them down. LGP though, he's just perma-stunned right now and he's going to die very fast. They did manage to take down Zeus. But at the moment, it's still a big win for Liberty.
Yeah, LGP stole Scream, Sonic Wave, and that's really what turned that around so much. But a little bit of a mistake, I think, by Plick not to cast the spell straight afterwards, if possible. But I didn't see when it was stolen specifically, so maybe it wasn't that bad of a play.
Yeah. I think Klinks managed to get his second Oblivion. Actually, he got the full Orchid, even better. So 15 minutes in, that's pretty solid. But look at all the wards that they've got in Liberty's jungle at the moment. This is some pretty solid vision, but it's aggressively placed wards. I wonder if they're going to be able to actually play the same way that they've warded.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we need to see some good defense for the next couple of minutes from both sides. Ian want to take at least one tier 1 tower, and bottom is the most likely one that they're going to be able to get.
Yeah.
So I think that this is good defense by Next Assassin and the rest of the squad just moving in here. And, you know, Ian, not fools, going to move out. They know that they're behind and they want to just try to keep it as close as they can to catch up.
I believe on Dota 2 Lounge it was about 65% in favor of Ian. And
Yeah,
right
64,
now,
64, 36, yeah.
And right now Liberty trying to show that those odds may be wrong. You guys should have been placing your res on the side of Liberty. And whoever
Well, I mean,
whoever's part of that 36 may have a very happy surprise if these games continue the way they are at the moment.
yeah, saying like 7.6 keys per 4 keys bets if you win, if LIB were to win.
Really
Which is
nice
good.
stuff. Got Buttermilk. He'll surely be going treads when he's got enough money. I wonder if he will take the... Oh, we've got a shackle onto nothing. I think they were trying to get a hold of Shanks over there. Or not. Just the wrong button. It looks slightly aggressive. Oh, there's some pressure going on to Klitzy. This is going to be a kill in the top lane. Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
Sprinted as soon as the orchids popped, but then too much damage. Sprint's actually got a really, really nice buff in the fact that it doesn't cost any mana anymore, but yeah, it's still I don't know if it's enough to make, like, you know, sometimes changes happen and a hero still isn't picked until it becomes OP and then a hero is picked and then it gets nerfed just as much. Oh, a kill's happening.
Wow, they've even got a sentry there, but it didn't do anything. And now Zero might be in a whole lot of trouble as well. Damage coming from 2 big heroes. That's going to be another kill. However, Klinks is morbidly low. Shanks, he's going to drop as well. They are getting some massive frags at the moment. Super Fancy might have to sacrifice himself. And Liberty can try and save the rest of them. But 14 for 4 right now. Zeus just managed to pick up the 4 staff. What a game they're having.
Yeah, 3 for 1 is a trade I'll take every day, especially when it's 2 supports and a mid for a support. It's like not even like carry for 2 supports, which is sometimes, you know, worth it. But yes, sometimes heroes get changed and buffed all the way, and then they're still like not picked, and then they get buffed and buffed and buffed, and they're OP, and then they get picked, and people only realize then how good they really are. So I think Slardar is definitely one of those type of heroes. You know, we might see in 6 months' time.
But Klitzy, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's not even going to be able to splinter ray. The damage is massive, but they've gone the wrong way. They've chased the other direction, but Plick shouldn't have a problem picking him off. There we go.
He was trying to hide it so he could stun.
Was perfect.
What is happening, man, to Klitzy? He is 1 for 4 at the moment. This is not the game that he should be having. Let's have a look at Shanks, 0 for 2. How's Timmisel? 2 for 2. Oh my god, this is amazing, but I don't think he's got the support he needs. He's going to have to walk out of there. And we've got Plick and Super Fancy coming back into mid. Klinks might be
mana
farming
got
again.
burnt.
Really nice time on Aghanims as well.
Yeah, very good. I was going to say that. And also Venomancer's got some arcane boots up. Fancy's got arcane boots up. It's, you know, we were talking earlier about the XP advantage on the side of the supports for Ian, but now it's very, very close once again, and certainly LIB have the better items on their supports.
Yeah. Well, I think last time I checked, about a minute ago, it was about 7,500 gold in favor of Liberty. And that's a really nice advantage. They might be able to take down this tier 1, the last tier 1 on the inside. We've got another shackle. Just going to disable him completely. But they're going to be able to deny this middle tower, which is slightly annoying for Liberty, not maximizing the amount of gold they can get.
Oh, I like that, popping that ward down straight away. So once, even if they rush forward and try to take the tower, which they're not going to be able to, they've got vision for the Klinks as well.
Yeah.
Dire's middle
Buttermilk, they're
tower
not
has
being
been
in
denied.
too much the precarious position, so he might be chasing for a kill. Be careful. I think he revealed himself, and that sentry's still up there anyway. He's just going to completely melt, and now Plick might be in a huge amount of trouble. Sure, he gets some damage down, but the mechanism right on them. Liberty just throwing away a couple of free kills.
Yeah, they're kind of carry and their mid lane player. So 2 cores down for none. That was a little bit of a mistake. And this
Yeah.
could definitely turn into a mid push. Venomance has got to be in a good position to carry on dropping these wards.
I think Zeus has realised, and he's just like, well, yeah, you guys let them push mid. I'm just going to take this truckload of farm that we've got over at top. Familiar's coming down.
Speaking of truckload, ooh, LGP is in a good position here.
Oh, really nice. Impact QT, not even a chance. Does get his ulti off, however.
Yeah, this could actually mean some players could come out of, for example, the Queen of Pain when she comes alive, but the mech is going to slow that all down.
Yeah.
And speaking of truckloads, I don't know where Truck actually is. I
What's he up
haven't
to?
I haven't seen him online for a day or two now. So perhaps he's on a holiday.
Well, I gotta say, no disrespect to Truck, but they're doing pretty well with Zeus as well. So he definitely seems like an extremely competent player. But, you know, last time we saw Truck, he was also having some really impressive games.
Yeah, some big
I
players.
wonder what they'll do. Because when you've got sort of some great talent in your reserve list, it's got to become slightly stressful actually picking a lineup then for each of your games. And when that reserve does start outperforming, I'm not suggesting that this is the case, but if it does hypothetically happen, then how do you deal with that situation and how does it affect the team? We've got
Ooh,
a
and
smoke. And LGP. He's
oh,
just
nice
being
bait
annoying.
there with the birds.
Yeah.
Flick's in a lot of trouble here.
So many stuns. He'll be able to just about move out, but he's extremely weak. We've got Super Fancy getting a stun as well with the Nyx. Klitzy, he's going to be... Oh, he's going down once again. LGP as well. Shanks, he's very low. Buttermilk, he's been 4-staff out. Okay, sure, Plix died right now, but again, it's a 1 for 3, and it might be even more favorable right now for Liberty. After that small error they had in mid just a couple of minutes ago, they are making up for it. Random Hero, he just walked straight past that regen rune. He would have loved to have picked it up, but he was being pressured massively.
Yeah, and there's also the Ags on Flick means that even though he died there, by the time he comes back, he's going to have his ulti straight away. He's going to be right back in the picture. Things like Rubik, you know, you just can't have them dying over and over because it means that they're going to lose the spells that they've stolen. And like, it's one of those incremental heroes, so strong at like snowballing once you pick up a good spell.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, 22 and a half minutes, you're going to have the Timbersaw with Bloodstone. That's a great item to have.
Yep.
And at the same time, Viper's going quite a tanky build here. He's going for that BKB.
Okay.
And he's also got a casual cloak. So he's going to be very, very magic immune right now.
Yeah, they do still need to get a few items. BKB on Slardar, that's alright, but this is really slow work at the moment from Klitzy. Maybe he'll be able to find himself a little bit of time where he can hurry things up. Plick, he's just dancing around the Energy's jungle.
Yeah, Buttermilk's looking for a kill hero there. He also looks like he's going for BKB. And he's got the OK Club. No, not going straight for the DPS build. I think that's a wise decision against the combinations that Ian have with the Rubik Lift and Slardar Stun
This
and
ward
Viper.
here, this ward by Plick.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He thinks that he's being sneaky, but he's not at all. And actually, they might decide to counter this. We've got a smoke coming in. Couple of supports moving over. Timbersaw as well. But there's some good game sense going out from Plick. But maybe he wants it. This might be reversed. This might not be good. If LGB gets the lift, he will. Are we going to get the familiar stuns? Oof. Just a small gap where he could find that blink. Nicely
Yeah,
done
Silence
by Plick.
getting popped off by Buttermilk, so showing that he's there. But there's some good pressure coming in. Bot Zeus is there. He's going for a sheep stack. We got Impact Cutie just trying to get that level 11 mid, so his ulti will just be so much more effective.
Yeah.
And Nyx Assassin's also got his 11, so he's got Blink Dagger as well now.
Oh, really nice. That is going to help huge amounts. Plick and Buttermilk seem to be on kind of their own missions right now.
Yeah.
They're splitting off for the time being, but Buttermilk just farming as much as can. How's he doing right now? Is he going towards the BKB?
Yeah, I think BKB and then he'll go for some DPS items.
Okay.
I don't think it would be a casual cloak, but, you know, it wouldn't be the worst decision, but definitely I think the best decision would be BKB.
Buttermilk has been detected. Plick coming in though. We have got the Orchid coming off. Shank's taking a lot of damage. Scream as well. Easy kills. Here coming the familiars. They're going to get a stun on the Super Fancy. But
I
to
think
no
Buttermilk
effect.
might try to pick one off. If they all go in one, they can get it straight away. There we go.
Oh, they did pick off one, and Plick almost got the last. Get some free gold.
And unusual, but not terrible sentry coming here by LGP on the side. It's just providing a little bit of range onto the high ground. And what did he steal? He just stole something there. Strafe. Okay, so the worst spell you could have stolen, I think, on the side of Alavi.
Just reminds me of ability now. People love that.
Oh, and BKB is up on Slaughter, so he just became a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Tower is
And we have got
under
the
attack.
BKB up on Clinks as well, but he's got quite a few items as well to help him out. They might try and get this tier 2 down.
Yeah, they're going to just try and split the pressure. They've got some good pressure top. And Buttermilk is going to be able to head across there with a creep in his belly. So
Dire's
top tier 2,
is under
mid tier
attack.
2, that's the strategy, I think, for LB. Rosh thrown in somewhere in the mix as well. I'm surprised that Ian maybe haven't tried to sneak a Rosh. They haven't got a medallion up though. Visage is just got enough for arcane boots.
Oh wow, he's going to go for the kill. The dust on him. Buttermilk can't get the last shot. He is going to BKB and TP out of here. And he's got plenty of time to do that. Annoying that he had to use that BKB charge without
Yep.
even picking up a kill at the same time.
Yeah, when you're 20 for 8s, then it's okay to be a little bit, defensive because you don't want to throw your huge lead away. Much
Yeah.
rather that than be aggressive and, feed.
Absolutely.
Nothing faster.
And the net
And-
worth chart right now is looking really healthy for Liberty.
10k, but I mean, Masters of Feed is not a nickname given lightly. So, well, that remains to be seen whether they're going to convert that. But what has to be said, I think, is that Impact QD and Plick have done such a good job at controlling the runes.
Mhm.
There's only been one rune, I think, that Ian have got the whole of the 13 that have spawned.
Yeah. That's what they've only picked up one. Have you been keeping an eye on that?
I think that they've only got the double damage on that Viper. I haven't seen any other runes get picked up by the Ian guys. Plick has been running around and his bottle is always filled with him.
Yeah.
The First Blood, just after First Blood, there was the rune taken top by, was it the Venomancer? I mean, the timing has just been so good in securing that. Maybe it's 2, but I think it's one of the 13.
Still impressive nonetheless. They
Yeah.
were trying to go in for a kamikaze mission up in the Ian's jungle. Didn't manage to find anything. Well read by Ian. Let's see how Shank's doing. I think he's making his way towards his axe.
Yeah, definitely. I would have thought he would go BKB though because there's so much spell damage on the side of LIV. But he will be almost magic immune with cloak and corrosive skin. That's already 40% magic resistance. And Rubik and Nyx Assassin just saying hello to each other, trying to be friends. Oh, random heroes in an
No
awkward
friends over
position
here.
here.
Whoa, that was a fantastic stun. They might have just turned that one around. Plick, he's going to be falling first. They managed to get a stun on 2. And that's going to be a trade. Mid-hero for support. Klitzy's used the BKB. Is he going to be able to escape? It has just gone off. And we got Zeus who might be looking for a shackle. Is he going to be able to find one? There it is.
Oh.
4-star
What a-
into it.
Yeah, there's no way he could have avoided that. Great play by Zeus. And he's got Cheap Stick now as well, so 2 for 1.
Oh,
and
wow, yeah.
Now a Cheap Stick on top of that.
This is really nice from Zeus, actually. You could tell that he was hunting for that shackle. And he's like, well, I could do it now and maybe shackle him to a tree on the right. But he's like, 4-star on the left. Easy peasy. And I think Klitzy realized, you know what, there's no way in hell I can escape from this anymore.
Yeah, all he was trying to do was waste their time a little bit.
Mhm.
But look how quickly the towers get brought down. Wind Ranger and Clinks together. So
Yeah.
much damage. And this has just opened up the rush quite easily. I think they may be a little bit hesitant because of the fact that Slaughter has a Blink Dagger now, so they might just try to secure it, then look for a team fight and then take it.
Dire's top tower is under
I think they
attack.
need to de-ward as well
Yeah.
before. And they don't actually have any sentries right now.
Impact Cutie is also going for Aghanim Scepter. Support Venomancer, probably going to have it around the 36-minute mark.
That's alright though, always good get Ags on
Yeah,
support.
his ulti does so much damage, it's actually a joke.
Yeah, Veno can be extremely annoying to go up against, but it's just credit to how good the hero is. Now, Let's see what happens on this last tier 2 that EN have. This is going to be before the blueprints for how to get to the higher ground is going to be coming out.
Yeah, Shanks is just having to play so passively here. He is so tanky, but as we've seen in fights, they're able to burst him down exactly when they need to.
And it's coming to the point they need to start getting some pick-off kills or something to just help them get back on the board. 14,000 gold behind right now. It's just getting higher and higher. Liberty are making little to no errors at this point in the game. And they know if they keep it going this way, then it should be a fairly easy win to get themselves through.
I think Zeus, as you said, been playing very, very well this game. Plick also, I mean, I think Plick's died in 2 awkward positions, but he's still 6 for 4 for 12, so...
Oh yeah.
Impact QT going for the Melk Award there, though. 0 for 1 for 14.
14. I thought the Melk Award was for deaths, though. Huge
No,
amounts
no,
of
no, but Impact QT will feed in the upcoming team fights, it's a given.
I don't know, I think I'm too much of an Impact UT to fanboy to say that. Ever since I first laid eyes on him.
Still a bit of love story then, Tyler.
We've got a bit of pressure coming out from Buttermilk up at the top. Team fight being looked for here. Zero moving the familiars forward. But Liberty, they're responding appropriately, getting back. And we have got some pings coming out. Klitzy might be looking around a little bit. And there's wards up. Defensive wards at that.
It is going to take a little bit of a miracle here for Ian to make a comeback, but you know they're one of the teams that can definitely do it. They have the skill and experience.
Oh yeah.
To know what to do when they're so far behind.
And we've got the de-warding coming out right now. Is
But
this
maybe
going to
this
be Rosh? This is quite a weird time to do Rosh. Okay, we've got Hyperstone here coming up from Zeus. Is he going for Mjolnir or would you?
I think AC.
Okay. Because if they want to go really aggressive, without much care for their own defenses, then sure, go Mjolnir.
But this is forcing Ian to respond in like quite an awkward way, having to stand on this high ground here. So this means that now Liberty are just going to do exactly what they're doing, and push mid.
Yeah. Yeah, this could be quite nice the way they've managed to position this, because they should know where Ian will come from. That's it, damage coming in, and that's it. Last tier 2 for Ian has gone down. They've only managed to take 1 tower away from Liberty, and that was the mid. Tier 1 at that.
Yeah, we also see Visage didn't even go for Arcane Boots, went straight for the Ghost Scepter. So, so poor right now.
Yeah, living in poverty. But certainly going to be a very helpful item to have. Buttermilk's over here, but I don't think they have detection. No gems coming out, which I think's strange. I really think a gem could help them a lot if they would just whack it on the Timber Saw.
Oh, some action bottom. Nice disengage. I mean, it was like 3v2, but the 2 tankiest heroes on the side of Ian are not the heroes you want to go on if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
They needed Zeus there with the sheep stick to be able to do that.
We've got the gem, but it's actually coming out on Liberty's side.
They're going to want to just try to secure D-Ward and set up for their rush.
Definitely.
And Ags is finally finished on the Viper. Very, very late Ags.
Yeah.
He's 1 for 4 for 4. Shanks is kind of one of those players that, you almost always see having a great start. And it's a little bit, demoralizing for his side to see him so far behind. It's just been great gangs coming into the mid lane.
Oh yeah, totally. And we've got the Crystalis on Clinks as well. He's getting a lot of levels in. Sango Zeus on 16. And are we going to see a solo kill happening here? This could well happen. The damage right now from Buttermilk could be massive.
He'll just BKB out of it. He should be fine. But that's what Buttermilk...
Oh! And he's still got 10 seconds until he can Ghost Walk away. But he's got no pressure. He's got nothing to be concerned about right now.
He's the big bad scary wolf on this map right now.
Yeah. I think Klitzy was sensing something bad was happening, so he's like, I'll just get out of here right now. And right in the nick of time as well. We're going to have Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Plixter's got his BKB now. I think this is what they were waiting for. They want to be able to have Plixter going balls to the walls, going in and not dying. And this is going to let him do that. He's going to be able to BKB, jump in, and Viper's going to have to possibly ulti him just so that he's unable to run around killing them all.
LGP spotting out Plick. They're pressing in. They're probably the team's getting very paranoid now about when the rush is going to be taken. I see a lot of focus with the warding over there. EN has surely got to know that it's not up to them when the rush gets taken. They've got to just simply react. And if they lose a team fight beforehand, then they've just got to let them take rush.
Yeah. Or Ian maybe have to just play the rest of the game as passively as possible. Stand on their high ground, never move out when they're not 5. And all they've got to do is just hope that they can win like 6 or 7 team fights in a row. That's like
6 or 7.
that's like the situation that it's reaching at the moment. The sheep stick is so massive. Both sides have got good defensive support items, but the damage and the control that we see on the LIB side is too huge.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. And here might be in a bit of trouble, and there is going to be the shackle, but we have got the familiars coming in, but there's just so much damage. Scream as well. Are they going to wait to try and get some extra gold on these familiars? No, they're going to let them slip. But that's a solid kill. But we have got the bloodstone, so it's going to be a quick respawn.
That shackle was so good. Yeah, it's the one here they don't want to make a kill on because bloodstone respawn. I think the perfect 2 heroes that they want to make a kill on is the Rubik, who can turn a team fight by stealing Sonic Wave so easily, and the Viper, who, you know, despite being so tanky, he also is like a large component of their damage outputs.
Well, random hero now, only 6 charges on the bloodstone. His respawn's definitely not going to be quite as fast next time. More clutch shackles here. On the rush.
Nice ward on the high ground here by LB.
Well, it's going to disappear quickly as soon as they manage to catch a glimpse of it. Is it? Yeah, it is going to be Impact carrying that gem. And I think they're going to let it slip right now. And you can see Ian, they're all set up over here. It's like they're waiting for the sound, the message to say, okay, Aegis has been picked up, but it's just not happening anymore.
They're waiting for the familiars as well to scout. But the problem is Buttermilk didn't have a creep and he needed to go get that. Could actually make a kill, I think, on random hero here.
So many pings coming out here by the engines.
Yeah, bottom tower is taking quite a lot of damage for LIB. They're not overly concerned because Rush is so much more important.
They're waiting for some kind of initiation.
Oh,
it's going to be a flanking going on. LGP, Visage already fallen, but LGP is going to die right now. Glitzy, BKB gone off. Who are they going to be focusing? Well, just explosions happening. And Shanks, he's going to go down. Timbersaw will be able to make it away, but that's going to be an easy rush. And that's a GG. Straight up GG happening. Liberty, wow, they have just demolished Energy in the first game of this best-of-3 series.
And yeah, I think the 36% of people who bet on LIB are going to be like, this is going to be a very, very interesting game too coming up.
Yeah, very much so, man. I'm quite gobsmacked at how that happened. The Liberty come in as in the underdogs, and they are actually making things work for themselves. Let's have a look quickly at the stats though. 10 for 2 for 12 on Buttermilk. He had a great game. Sure, he got taken out fairly early on, but he didn't let it get to him. And LGP with those 3 deaths right at the beginning. That certainly wasn't the right foot to set off on.
I think that they did such a good job to stabilize after that. Not in terms of gold at any stage, but definitely in terms of experience. They got back in. Their supports just weren't the type of supports that could make kills, given the good movement by the LIB side.
No, really well played though by Liberty. They kept themselves disciplined. They thought they were thinking straight. And EN, you know, no matter what they tried, they just didn't seem to be able to pick them off. I really think a gem would have helped them